This is Orquesta Adolescentes, or Los Adolescentes, the Adolescents. The Adolescents that have been around since the mid-90s, I think 95 they were formed. They're a Venezuelan band. They kind of do Latin beats, pop kind of music. Yeah, let's have a look at why we're doing this video here. Okay, so this is their new video. I've turned the sound off to try and avoid some sort of copyright strike, you know. We'll just have a little look at this. You're just gonna have to imagine. I'll put the link in the description. You can have a listen if you really want to. There, keep your eyes open here. Bam, and there you are. And again. Okay, so what you saw there was a flashing, burning triangle pyramid, yeah, which indicates to me that these guys are kind of, it's not even that subliminal, is it? It's pretty obvious they're putting symbology and signs into their video. And bang, you got this weird kind of I guess it's some sort of alien kind of mask there. Okay, and there we are, a burning pyramid. So why are they burning the pyramid onto the minds of their fans? And look, all young people, yeah, all very, very young people, very kids here. You know, how old are these kids? 6, 7 years old, some of them. Some a little bit older there, 9, 10. The adolescents, yeah. Okay, teenagers here. Yeah, teenagers. And then slightly older kids up into their 20s maybe. So let's have a look at the burning pyramid. So there can be no doubt about this. Burning pyramids at the Burning Man Festival. Burning Man. Why is it called the Burning Man Festival? Well, this is a festival they usually burn a huge wicker man. Here, this is from 2013. They're burning a pyramid. Who wants to burn man? Satan, Satanas. It's his objective to keep man locked into this realm, or into the Antichrist realm, to burn in eternity. Make no mistake here, this burning down of the pyramid isn't about destroying the symbol of the pyramid, it's about unlocking, unleashing the power. It's a dark power. So here you'll see on this blog, the Burning Man blog, Voices of the Burning Man, and you'll see an article here about a temple, a radical arts project in Derry, Londonderry, Northern Ireland.
The way that I got involved in doing the temple was maybe 15 years ago. A young kid that I was working with was killed on a motorcycle, and I had found some material at a dump, and I thought this would be a cool thing to make something out of. And when he got killed, we weren't going to go to the desert, and then at the cemetery, at the graveyard, his friend said, you know, Michael would have wanted us to go. So we went to the desert and built this thing, and it wasn't a temple. When we did it, about maybe 100 people put names in it. So the next year when Burning Man asked me to come back and build a temple, I agreed to do it, but I thought, what would I make a temple to? I'm not a Jew or a Catholic. What I did is I thought suicide was, you know, I know suicide is a tough thing for people to close. So I thought, Burning Man people, you know, tolerate and understand a whole lot of stuff that the outside world doesn't. And I thought, we'll build a temple that's dedicated to suicide. And that year,
we'll build a temple dedicated to suicide. Okay, this is Dave Best, or Dave Beast he should be called. He's built a temple dedicated to suicide in Northern Ireland. Yeah, and you're going to see this guy is connected. He is connected to the Burning Man Festival. He is I don't know much about him, to be honest, apart from what I've seen today. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the temple itself.
so the temples that I make, people go in and they kind of, they go and think it's a party. And then you walk inside and there's somebody who's made peace with themselves about something. If you're engineering a building that's going to take the worst possible thing that can happen to someone, it has to be delicate and gentle, and it also has to be strong.
So Derry's quite a unique town, and that there's quite a lot of division from, as a legacy of the Troubles.
So she just happens to be called Caroline Temple?
That were at their height in the 70s and 80s. Now, normally this is an area that people would feel quite unwelcome and quite fearful to enter. So the temple project has been incredible, and that it's opened up this area and this wonderful space and this great view to the entire city.
There's something about allowing people to be a part of something, that as opposed to a work of art that you stand back and you look and you maybe revere, but this is like, it's a structure, and it will just be a shell of a structure unless people actually add to it.
Here in this city, there are so many people carrying so much tragedy and so much pain, and the opportunity just for people to put something down, not to forget it, but to put it down and not be burdened by it anymore. And if 1 in 1,000 people that come here take that opportunity, then it's going to be something worth doing.
Yeah, I wrote a wee message for my nana that passed away.
I'm just here to see this beautiful work of art. I've been here last Wednesday actually with my family, and I just couldn't help but to go back again. I did write a wee memoriam for my mom, which is already in heaven. I just want to let go now, I think. But for me, she will never be forgotten.
When you go around and you read the messages that's left, there's messages about domestic violence, about loss, suicide. I lost my daughter. She was very young, and I was able to write a personal message to her, which really made me feel better.
For everybody that comes here, they've got their own reason to be here. They've got their own story they want to tell. They've got their own piece of history they want to let go of. Seconds after that photograph, after thinking that he'd actually run past me, I looked on the ground and he was lying in the corner on the kerb, half on and half off it, shot through the spine. And I watched the soldier walk over and just put another round in his back. And I'm the last guy out of Glenfadda Park on Bloody Sunday.
And that's the problem. After decades and decades of sectarian violence in Northern Ireland, you now have the New Age coming in, offering an alternative. You see, God got lost somewhere in that conflict. Everyone involved is supposed to be a Christian. But violence, escalating violence, murder after murder. and things not helped by the state, when the police divide and conquer and the army are brought in. I don't want to go too much into the politics of Northern Ireland. It isn't simple. It's not as simple as we're saying, but the one thing is for sure, that somewhere God got lost. So this is fertile breeding ground for the new age to come in, build a temple of suicide and say everyone can get involved. And you've got youngsters writing messages to their deceased grandparents in a temple of suicide. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, the unleashing of the dark force by fire. And there's no mistaking that temple was beautiful. It was a work of art. But where was God in this film? A temple of suicide, a temple dedicated to suicide, with no mention of God, no mention of Christ. Okay, and just to emphasise the connection again, this is the Burning Man Wikipedia page. Let's scroll down here. There's a history there. If I can find it, here we are. The temple. Okay, in addition to the burning of the man, the burning of the temple has become an activity at the event. It takes place the evening after the man burns. David Best's or David Beast's temple projects were ritually burned from 2000 to 2004. The tradition of participants inscribing on the surfaces of the piece has continued through all the iterations and usually of a highly personal nature. This goes back to 2000, Temple of the Mind, and you've got these various temples here, okay, being burnt at the Burning Man Festival every year. And again, they're undisputably beautiful works of art, but what are they temples to? They're not temples to God. And I find this idea of burning temples somewhat unnerving, I don't know, somewhat unsettling, unsettling maybe. So whilst we have these very beautiful indeed temples, these works of art, let's not be deceived about this. What you have here is the Burning Man community, which is a pagan community, possibly a satanic community, coming into Northern Ireland, into a Christian community, claiming they are going to heal the Christian factions that have been at war with each other for many, many decades, centuries in fact. Yeah. So you have this fertile ground. You have this fertile ground for Satan to come in and offer an alternative, a new age. Yeah, a new age. And this is what we saw in Northern Ireland. We saw both sides of the community gathering for this healing, but there's no mention of God. There's no calling upon Jesus Christ to heal. Yeah. So we have to be aware of this. I'd like to read from Jeremiah. There's a couple of verses here. Now I'm using the King James here. This is Jeremiah 7:4. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. Yeah. So they're claiming that they're going to heal this Christian community, but they're not Christians. Okay, now as for the burnings, let's have a look. We're going to stay with Jeremiah chapter 7. This is verse 31. And they have built the high places. Yeah, temples. They have built the high places of Topheth, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart. Yeah, to burn their sons and daughters. So what they're doing is they're getting the community to write the names of their deceased families, the young people, the sons, the daughters that have committed suicide. This temple to suicide. But God has commanded them not to do this. Neither came it into God's heart. Okay, and Jeremiah 32:35. Again from the King James. And they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire unto Molech, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my mind that they should do this abomination, to cause Judah to sin. So I'm going to end there. This festival runs every summer. Now it's in the Nevada desert, I believe. There's the dates there. August the 30th to September the 7th, 2015. The man burns in 88 days. That's a bit eerie. So there's a countdown there. I would say if you know anyone at all, anybody at all, whether they're friends, family or anybody, I would say please speak up. Yeah, in the name of Jesus Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ. John 14:14, King James. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Call upon Jesus Christ to prevent this happening to your family, to prevent anyone you know from attending the Nevada desert this summer, the Burning Man. It's at best pagan, it's at worst satanic. We know these things. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that for now. Thank you for coming to this channel today. Please feel free to leave comments, to subscribe.